Hi everyone. So I hope you enjoyed the last video. Now I want to get into JavaScript. Now, what is JavaScript? Mm, JavaScript is a coding language. Um, let's talk about coding languages for a second. So, um, okay. So just like we said before, um, okay, whatever, this is fine. Doesn't matter. No, you probably can't see it. Okay. Okay. So remember we talked about computers only understanding ones and zeros. So they also had, and also that they had a set of operations. So whoever, uh, the architect of the processor, whether it's Intel or AMD or whoever, already gave it a set of operations, and it knows those operations in binary. So let's say 10001 could mean could mean some operation, while 1111 could mean some other operation. Okay. So and we call that machine code. The ones in over here it's in hexadecimal, so it's not in binary, but it represents the same thing. It's just machine code in a way that we can't understand, but the computer can understand. It can't understand this either. The hexadecimal, it understands the ones and the zeros, but whatever. So in order for us humans, it's not readable by humans, this machine code. In order for us to be able to create programs, they had to create an assembly language that is human readable, and it could be converted to machine code, and it is converted into machine code. So what we're looking at here is called assembly language, which is also a little bit more difficult to read. So there's actually higher level languages like JavaScript and Java and C++ and C and all those. So what is special about JavaScript? JavaScript is built in to every single browser, every single modern browser. For example, you could open up your Chrome and you could click on inspect, and you could go to the console over here, and inside this console you could type in JavaScript code, and the browser will be able to handle that code. So this is JavaScript code, and then you press enter, and as you can see, it printed hello. And this is all done. All the work is done by the browser. If I were to put here C++ code or Java code, it probably wouldn't work because the browser knows how to handle or knows how to run JavaScript. And that's why every single website that you go into, every single modern website, is probably running JavaScript, because it's built into the browser. If Java was built into the browser, then it would be running Java. If C++ was built into the browser, it'd be running C++. But JavaScript is the language that caught on, and that's what's used in every single browser. Yeah, so that's JavaScript. Now, let's talk about the very first thing, which are values in JavaScript. So JavaScript has different values. It has numbers, it has strings, it has objects, arrays, functions. So probably the most basic are numbers. So what's a number? A number could be a number, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all numbers. Right now we're not doing anything with them. We're just sort of writing them down, so they sort of go into the garbage. And these numbers, they could be anywhere between a number in JavaScript could be stored with 64 bits. So that means that the biggest number that could be represented would be 2 to the power of 64. Okay? If it was base 10, and I told you that we had 3 digits, that you could represent any base 10 number that you wanted to, then you'd be able to represent 10 to the power of 3. Okay? Different numbers. Okay, so that includes 0. So the biggest number would be you just do a -1 at the end of that. And it's not, also we need a way to represent negative numbers. So the bit over here, these are all bits, by the way. Every single, in binary, when you have zeros and ones, then each 0 and 1 is a bit. Okay. So this bit, the one that's the most to the left, will represent if it's a negative number or a positive number. So you could do the math if how many positive numbers you could represent versus how many negative numbers you could represent. Okay. So that's numbers. And you could perform operations between numbers. Okay. JavaScript has different operations that you could do. You could do 3 plus 2, 3 minus 2, or sorry, -1, 3 divided by 1, and 3 multiplied by 1. Okay, those are the basic operations between numbers that you could perform. They're built into JavaScript. And okay, so there's a special kind of number. There are actually a few special kinds of numbers. There's infinity. That's also a number. And negative infinity. And there's also nan, which means not a number. Okay? And you'll get nan when you try to perform operations that are illegal. Like when you divide by 0, which is something that's not allowed, or anything else that would be undefined in regular math, then you'll get a nan. Or if you try to divide infinity by infinity or something like that. Okay, and that's numbers. And I'll end the video here, and we'll get more in depth in the next video. See ya.